After a breakup, most people feel pressure to stay visible, to stay friendly, to stay reachable, to prove they are mature by remaining emotionally available. Stoicism teaches a very different form of strength, disappearing, not as punishment, not as manipulation, but as the deliberate withdrawal of emotional energy. When you disappear after a breakup, you are not running from pain. You are refusing to bleed in public. You are choosing dignity over noise and self-command over impulse. Disappearing is misunderstood because people confuse it with avoidance. In reality, it is confrontation at the deepest level. You are confronting the truth that the connection has ended and that remaining visible only prolongs suffering. Stoicism teaches acceptance of reality as it is, not as we wish it to be. When you disappear, you stop softening the ending with availability. You allow the break to be clean, and clean endings heal faster than messy ones. This is also where most people lose themselves. They stay present out of fear. Fear of being forgotten, fear of seeming weak, fear of losing leverage. Stoicism exposes this fear and asks a harder question. What does staying visible cost you? Every reply costs emotional energy. Every update invites comparison. Every attempt to look okay delays actually becoming okay. Disappearing removes you from this trap entirely. The Stoic man understands that not everything requires a response, and not every ending needs to be managed. Sometimes the strongest move is absence. Silence without bitterness, distance without explanation. Disappearing is not about controlling how you are remembered. It is about protecting who you are becoming. In this video, you're going to understand why disappearing after a breakup restores self-respect, why absence shifts the psychological dynamic without confrontation, and why the calm man who disappears heals faster and stands taller. If this resonates, like the video, comment that you're choosing dignity over desperation, subscribe to Stoic Blessing, and turn on notifications to officially become a Stoic soldier, because sometimes the strongest move is to leave quietly and rebuild in silence. Remaining visible after a breakup often feels like the right thing to do. You tell yourself it shows maturity, emotional intelligence, or strength. You stay friendly, you stay reachable. You keep posting, replying, and engaging as if nothing really changed. Stoicism teaches a harder truth. Visibility after loss quietly drains you. It keeps your emotional energy circulating around something that has already ended, preventing it from returning to you. Every act of visibility invites interpretation. You start measuring yourself through imagined reactions. Did they see that post? Did that reply sound confident or desperate? Did silence make you look cold or strong? Stoicism teaches that the moment your behavior is shaped by how it might be perceived, you are no longer acting from principle. You are performing. And performance after a breakup is one of the fastest ways to lose your center. Visibility also keeps the emotional wound open. Presence softens endings. It creates the illusion that something is still accessible, still connected, still alive in some partial form. Stoicism values clarity over comfort. Disappearing removes the gray area where hope and confusion thrive. It allows the ending to be what it is, without emotional padding or ongoing access. There is also a hidden cost to staying visible, self-betrayal. You keep showing up in ways that contradict what you actually need: space, distance, recovery. Stoicism teaches alignment between action and values. When you disappear, your actions finally match your need for healing. You stop giving pieces of yourself away while pretending you're fine. The Stoic man understands that strength is not staying seen. It is knowing when to withdraw. By disappearing, you stop feeding a version of yourself that exists for someone else's awareness. You reclaim your attention, your energy, and your inner world. Visibility weakens you because it keeps you divided. Disappearance strengthens you because it allows you to come back to yourself completely. After a breakup, the emotional wound stays open as long as stimulation continues. Messages, updates, casual check-ins, and social media visibility keep tearing at the same place again and again. Stoicism teaches a simple rule of healing. What is repeatedly disturbed cannot close. Disappearing removes the disturbance. It stops the constant reopening of pain and gives your nervous system the first real chance to stabilize. Each interaction after the breakup creates an emotional surge. A message brings a rush of hope. Silence brings anxiety. A short reply brings overthinking. The body remains on alert because it never receives a clear signal that the danger has passed. Stoicism teaches control over what you can govern, your actions. Disappearing is decisive action. It cuts the loop that keeps your emotions cycling between relief and distress. Disappearing also ends emotional bargaining. When you stay visible, part of you is still trying to manage outcomes, hoping maturity will be noticed, growth will be acknowledged, or distance will spark appreciation. Stoicism rejects this effort completely. Healing does not come from being seen correctly, it comes from being left undisturbed. Silence removes the stage where emotional bargaining performs. As days pass without stimulation, something subtle but powerful happens. Your mind stops scanning for signals. Your body stops bracing for impact. Thoughts lose urgency. You begin to feel moments of calm that are not dependent on anything outside you. Stoicism teaches that peace is not created. It is uncovered when interference stops. This is why disappearing feels uncomfortable at first, but relieving over time. The discomfort is withdrawal from emotional addiction. The relief is your system returning to baseline. The Stoic man understands that recovery is not dramatic. It is quiet, repetitive, and unglamorous. But it works. Disappearing stops the bleeding, so strength can rebuild naturally without explanation, performance, or pressure. Words soften endings. Conversations blur finality. Staying present cushions the impact of loss. Stoicism teaches that comfort often delays acceptance. When you disappear after a breakup, you remove every buffer that once made the separation easier to avoid. There is no message to interpret, no tone to analyze, no emotional exchange to lean on. What remains is absence, and absence forces reality to arrive unfiltered. When you stay visible, you help the other person manage the ending emotionally. Your presence absorbs discomfort. Your availability makes the loss feel partial instead of complete. Stoicism teaches acceptance of reality as it is, not as it feels easiest to tolerate. Disappearing removes emotional anesthesia. It allows the breakup to be experienced fully, without you softening it for them. This is where many people misunderstand disappearance. They think it is about punishment or making someone miss them. In truth, it is about letting reality do its work without interference. Absence is not aggressive, it is honest. It does not argue, explain, or persuade. It simply is. And what is cannot be negotiated with. Absence also clarifies the situation for you. Without continued contact, illusions fall away. You stop imagining alternate endings and start seeing what actually happened. Stoicism teaches that clarity comes from seeing reality clearly, even when it is uncomfortable. Disappearing removes distraction, so truth can settle. Reality setting in is rarely dramatic. It is quiet. It shows up in routines that feel different, habits that no longer include you, and moments where your presence is no longer available. Stoicism teaches that this quiet realization is more transformative than any emotional conversation. Disappearing allows acceptance to form naturally, without words, without conflict, and without you carrying emotional weight that no longer belongs to you. When you disappear after a breakup, you remove the final illusion. That attachment can exist without access. Stoicism teaches that words about care mean very little when distance enters the picture. What matters is how someone responds when they no longer have reach. Some people respect absence, others are unsettled by it. This difference reveals attachment far more clearly than any conversation ever could. Respect handles distance with composure. It understands boundaries without demanding explanation. It allows space without panic. Dependence reacts differently. It pushes, checks in just to see, or suddenly needs reassurance. Stoicism teaches observation over interpretation. When you disappear, you don't need to guess how much you meant to someone. Their response to your absence answers the question for you. This is why disappearing is so uncomfortable for people who rely on access rather than connection. Without your presence to stabilize them, their emotional habits surface. Some adapt. Others escalate. Neither outcome requires your involvement. Stoicism teaches that clarity is not created through dialogue. It is revealed through behavior over time. Many people interrupt this revelation by returning too soon. They break disappearance out of guilt, curiosity, or fear of being misunderstood. In doing so, they rob themselves of clarity. Stoicism teaches patience because patience allows patterns to fully emerge. One reaction means little. Repeated behavior means everything. By disappearing, you stop idealizing intention and start seeing reality. You don't confront, you don't accuse, you simply observe. And observation reveals who respected you, who depended on you, and who was only present while it was convenient. That knowledge, though sometimes painful, is freeing because it replaces confusion with truth. Every attempt to remain visible after a breakup quietly asks for validation. Each reply, each update, each effort to appear okay places your worth back into someone else's hands. Stoicism teaches self-command, the ability to stand without asking permission to stand. Disappearing pulls your self-respect back inward, where it belongs. You stop auditioning for reassurance and start honoring your own standards. Self-respect is rebuilt through alignment, when your actions match what you actually need. Space, distance, recovery, confidence returns naturally. Disappearing ends the contradiction between saying you're moving on and still behaving as if you're waiting. Stoicism teaches that inner conflict weakens the soul. Alignment strengthens it, and disappearance creates alignment immediately. As days pass without contact, something important shifts. You stop orienting your emotions around someone else's availability. You stop checking, hoping, or bracing for impact. Your nervous system steadies. Your thoughts become less reactive. This calm is not emptiness. It is self-respect taking root. Stoicism teaches that dignity is felt internally before it is ever recognized externally. Others may sense this change, or they may not, but it no longer matters. The Stoic man understands that self-respect does not need an audience. It is not proven by being missed or noticed. It is proven by consistency, by choosing restraint even when emotion urges otherwise. Disappearing is that choice. This is the quiet power of disappearance. It doesn't shout strength, it cultivates it. And when self-respect is restored, everything else, clarity, confidence, direction, begins to fall back into place without force or explanation. Attachment survives on access. As long as you remain visible, emotional dependence has something to cling to. Stoicism teaches independence of mind, the ability to remain steady without leaning on another person to regulate your emotions. Disappearing removes that support completely. When access ends, dependence weakens, and both people are forced to stand on their own emotional footing. At first, this feels deeply uncomfortable. The mind reaches for familiarity. It wants reassurance, connection, and the emotional rhythm it grew used to. Stoicism teaches that discomfort is not a signal to act. It is a signal to endure. Each time you resist the urge to reappear, you prove to yourself that you can feel emotion without obeying it. And every time you do that, dependence loses strength. Disappearing also breaks the other person's emotional reliance on you. If they were used to your availability, your validation, or your presence as emotional support, that structure collapses. Stoicism teaches that it is not your responsibility to stabilize someone else's inner world. Growth cannot happen while emotional crutches remain. Disappearance removes the crutch without hostility. This is where genuine strength is forged. Not through connection, but through separation. Not through reassurance, but through resilience. As emotional dependence dissolves, clarity replaces it. You stop feeling pulled backward by habit or fear. You begin moving forward from choice. And choice, in Stoic philosophy, is the foundation of freedom. When you disappear after a breakup, contrast forms automatically. Before, your presence was familiar, predictable, accessible, woven into daily life. Stoicism teaches that familiarity dulls perception. When something is always available, it is rarely examined. Disappearance removes familiarity and replaces it with absence. And absence sharpens awareness in a way presence never could. Psychological contrast does not require effort. It does not require reminders, explanations, or displays of growth. When you disappear, you stop competing with the present moment for attention. Your energy is no longer part of the emotional background noise. What remains is memory, and memory compares what was with what is. Stoicism understands that value is often recognized in distance, not proximity. This contrast is not manipulation, it is reality asserting itself. By disappearing, you allow the other person's mind to do its own work. Some will reflect, some will not. Stoicism teaches detachment from outcomes. The purpose of disappearance is not to control what they feel, but to stop interfering with natural psychological processes. Disappearing also protects your dignity. Continued visibility after a breakup often shrinks you. You begin to feel like you are asking to be noticed. Stoicism teaches restraint as power. By disappearing, you let absence carry weight instead of words. You are not arguing your worth. You are allowing contrast to reveal it. Whether that contrast leads to appreciation, indifference, or silence is irrelevant. Stoicism teaches that peace comes from principle, not response. Disappearing restores proportion. It allows reality to rebalance itself. And in that balance, your value is no longer debated, it is simply felt. False hope is one of the most corrosive forces after a breakup. It disguises itself as optimism, but it quietly keeps you stuck. As long as you remain visible, hope has something to attach itself to. A glance, a reply, a signal that can be misread as possibility. Stoicism teaches clarity through acceptance, not comfort through illusion. Disappearing removes the fuel that false hope needs to survive. When you stay visible, the mind fills in gaps. A delayed message becomes meaningful. A neutral interaction feels loaded. A casual gesture becomes a sign. Stoicism teaches that the emotionally attached mind turns fragments into narratives. Disappearing removes the fragments. Without new input, the mind loses its ability to build stories that keep you waiting. Disappearing also protects you from emotional whiplash. One day you feel strong, the next you're pulled back into doubt by a single moment of contact. This back and forth exhausts the nervous system and stalls healing. Stoicism values steadiness over spikes. Disappearance creates that steadiness by eliminating unpredictability. You stop resetting your progress over and over again. This protection is not harsh, it is compassionate. You are not denying yourself connection, you are denying yourself confusion. Disappearing draws a clean line between what ended and what continues. And once that line is respected, your energy stops leaking backward. Hope fades, not into bitterness, but into acceptance. And acceptance in Stoic philosophy is where peace finally begins to grow. Disappearing after a breakup is not revenge, and it is not a statement meant for someone else. It is the final act of dignity you give yourself. Stoicism teaches that dignity is preserved through self-command, not reaction. When you disappear, you are choosing peace over performance, alignment over impulse, and strength over emotional noise. You are no longer trying to manage how the ending feels. You are accepting that it has ended. This is where the cycle closes. You stop revisiting the past and stop explaining your absence. You allow silence to be complete instead of conditional. Stoicism teaches acceptance of reality as it is, not as it might become. Disappearing embodies that acceptance. It does not argue with the past or bargain with the future. It stands firmly in the present. In this stillness, your identity separates from the breakup. You are no longer defined by loss, rejection, or unfinished conversations. You return to principle. You return to standards. Your days become quieter, but clearer. And clarity is what allows growth to happen without force. Stoicism teaches that what grows in silence grows strong. Disappearing is not absence. It is presence redirected inward. It is discipline without spectacle. It is confidence without explanation. The Stoic man who disappears does not vanish. He rebuilds. And when he returns to the world, he does so grounded, composed, and no longer driven by what was lost. If this message resonated, like the video, comment that you're choosing disappearance and self-respect, subscribe to Stoic Blessing, and turn on notifications to officially become a Stoic soldier. Thank you for watching and walking the Stoic path, where disappearing after loss is not weakness, but the beginning of clarity, strength, and rebirth.